Hello, Rick Riordan here, author of The Lightning Thief, The Sea of Monsters, The Titan's Curse,
The Battle of the Labyrinth, The Last Olympian, The Son of Neptune, The Last Hero, The Blood of Olympus,
and a whole lot more. Today what I'd like to do is give you guys some tips for creating characters of your own. I've got 4 steps for you to follow when you're thinking about how to make a character that you really want to write about. Okay, step number 1, you have to read. Read a lot about the Greek myths if that's what you want to write about. Pick the gods or goddesses that interest you the most. Or maybe you don't want to write about a god or a goddess. Maybe you want to do a monster like the Minotaur or Medusa. Remember, the character doesn't have to be human. Step 2. Once you've picked out your character, really start to think about them. What do they look like? What do you think their personality would be like if you were meeting them? How would they come across to you? How would they talk? How would they dress? Figure out what they would look like if they were a real person or a real monster or a real god right in front of you. Also, who are their family? Who are their friends? What kind of things do they like to do in their spare time? I don't know what hobbies Medusa would want to have. I'm kind of scared to ask. Step 3. Now it's time to get creative. Okay, so you've got your character picked out. You figured out the basic stuff about them. Now it's time to make them your own. Let's change them a little bit. For instance, when I was thinking about Grover Underwood, the satyr who is half goat, half man, and I made him a modern character, it just made sense to me that, for instance, Grover would probably be a vegetarian because he would be all about nature. But on the other hand, he's half goat, so his definition of vegetarian includes things like cheese enchiladas and tin cans. And finally, step 4. Now you're ready. You've got your character, you've made that character your own. It's time to put them in a story. What is going to happen to that character, and how will the character respond? And remember, you don't have to write just about Greek myths. There's a lot of stories out there. How about writing something based on Hindu mythology, or Chinese mythology, or Norse mythology, even fairy tales, or Shakespeare? There's tons of stories out there waiting for you to make them your own.